undefeated 49ers and your response to Calais Campbell.
Do you two want to apologize to me? Because for the last week, Coach, they've been dropping little hints that Mac Jones might be as good or heck better than Brock Purdy. Calais Campbell could not keep a straight face. It was the funniest thing he's heard all week. I mean, he was cracking up. Like,
He's
really?
the one who said
You're
it.
really asking me this? I'm just...
Okay, I appreciate the honesty from Calais Campbell. I think they would be both very good quarterbacks. I think the issue is that I will ask you, if you're going from a 49ers perspective, if there's a healthy Mac Jones who just lit up the Saints defense, or a somewhat healthy Brock Purdy, I think that's a fair question.
I would, if Brock's 80%, I would probably play Mac. I mean, I just want to get Brock healthy. They got enough injuries. Get him as healthy as you can before you bring him back. But it is important for them to stack wins. I mean, Arizona's 2-0, but they haven't looked good. Mm-hmm. It is a
Rams
division
are really
game.
good.
Yeah, the Rams are going to be good. Look, I don't think, well, let me put it this way. The Niners have to keep stacking these wins before they get Ayuk and Kittle back. If they can have a strong record when they get those two back with Purdy, and I assume Christian McCaffrey, if he stays healthy, will get going at some point. He's averaging like 3.5 yards a carry. Then they could be in business. I don't think they're on the level of Green Bay and Philly, and maybe Detroit, maybe the Rams, but I think they are a playoff team if they can get healthy. So they have to stack these wins before those guys get back.
Yeah, it was funny. Calais laughs like that and tries to reel it back in with, oh, no, but he is a first-round talent. But it is interesting. There's not many quarterbacks that you think of as elite franchise quarterbacks where you'd say, if he was 80%, I'd rather play the backup. I don't think in Buffalo they'd say, well, if Josh is 80%, I'd rather play backup. If Lamar is 80%, I'd rather. So there's
Patrick, throw Gardner out there. Gardner,
because he could get hurt.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it because Mac's going to be better. I'm just.
But to your point, I thought the same thing. So Brock has the hurt shoulder and foot,
toe.
right?
Yeah.
So he's got two different things that are bothering him. Mac Jones went out. He had the 3 touchdowns, no picks. Brock had the 2 interceptions in the first game. Their numbers, when you look at them, were very comparable, and you can make an argument that he faced an easier opponent, but you can also make the argument he hasn't played in a very long time, so Brock should be significantly better than Mac is. So it's hard for me to buy stock in the 49ers. We talked about how easy their schedule was, or that they had the easiest schedule. We talked about the volume of injuries, and I didn't have Brock Purdy as being one of those injuries we had to consider. And CMC's back, but how long is he back for? And he's really not running the ball very well. He's only catching the ball well, which in this offense is problematic.
Yeah, so a couple things. One is, I never said and did not think Mac Jones was better than Brock Purdy. I did find it noteworthy that a player that we all agree, except for Kevin Wildes, is not a starting NFL quarterback, got dropped into the Niners and looked like not only a starting NFL quarterback, a good starting NFL quarterback. Just another data point in my own. Oh, this guy. Now he's going for a Pro Bowl.
That's an actual.
Remember when the backup quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs was dropped into a drive against the Jacksonville Jaguars and then led a touchdown drive like 99 yards? I remember every time Wild says that you get mad at him, but that's neither here nor there. They go to the bowl. He's a pro bowler. Like, gosh darn it. Tyler Huntley, thank you, KW. You got my back there. Also like Joe Burrow. Well, yeah, they're all pro. It's all the exact same. But I will not be buying stock in the Nair S. And it's not about party. It's for 2 reasons. One is, I am of the belief that the most important offensive player, other than maybe Trent Williams, oddly, on that team, is not Purdy, it's Christian McCaffrey. And McCaffrey, while they have fed him the ball, has not, look, it is alarming to me that he has not been explosive the way we are. Christian McCaffrey has been very simple to figure out throughout his career. When he's out there, he is a dynamic game changer. The question is he going to be out there? Very small sample, obviously, but through 2 weeks he's been out there, and he's just, I'm surprised. You're surprised just knowing how you look at the age of running back, yeah? Oh, so that's so maybe I shouldn't be, and maybe I oddly, like, it was like McCaffrey is older and has had a lot of injuries, but because of the injuries has much wear and tear, you know. So but yeah, I mean, I went into the year saying if he's healthy, I think he's top 3 back. He has not been close to that up to that point. But the other reason is the biggest thing the Naris had going for him narratively going into the year was the schedule. It wasn't about how good they were as the schedule. And I don't know Hubs if we have their schedule, but the point is schedule all of a sudden doesn't look as easy as we thought it. Okay, we're working overtime to bring down the 49ers here and Brock Purdy here. And to downplay just anything that this team can do positively. I agree the 49ers right now currently are not a top 2 team in the NFL, right? Like, and I think that's okay. I think that's okay to accept and admit that they're retooling their franchise right now. They're trying to figure out the level of a Christian McCaffrey right now. Brock Pye is not healthy. Brandon Ayuk is not playing. I know he's starting to practice and whatnot, but that's going to take a minute or two to get going. They're reworking the defense with Robert Saleh. Like it's okay to not be able to just, in a snap of the fingers, bounce back and immediately regain your standing as like a true bona fide top team in the NFL. But the problem is what we always do is we do for certain teams. It's like if you're not just this bona fide juggernaut or not what you were a year ago or 2 years ago, whatever it may be. Obviously, the 49ers over these last few years have been, a very dominant team. It's just really the definition of falling off a cliff. We use that reference that saying all the time in football, and I think we do it too much, and it becomes harder to have a more grounded conversation. I mean, think about the conversation that we're having about M. Jones right now. It's just like, oh, okay, like because M. Jones has had some success against the New Orleans Saints, therefore, or like what Manini was saying, well, Jones hasn't played in a long time and Purdy has. So you would expect that Purdy should be able to put up significantly better numbers than what M. Jones did. And it's just like, first off, we have no idea what Brock Purdy would have done against the Saints. He played week 1 against a great Seattle Seahawks defense and team in general that I believe with a great young up-and-coming coach. Like, so I don't even know the point of that statement. And that's why I made the joke about the Kansas City Chiefs backup quarterback. We've seen backup quarterbacks have success all the time. Like it just is absurd. It was just absurd when Jake Browning won a handful of games a few years ago. And people were like, oh, is Joe Burrow really that good? Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is that good. Let's chill out here. And M. Jones played last year, so I like, and Brock Purdy played last year and was banged up, and then also missed some time. And then they both had the off season. So what are we like? I just don't know what we're constantly trying to invent here. And now we're talking about this schedule that is no longer, so easy. I mean, I guess it depends. It depends what we're looking at here. Because the Jags and that offense has been messy. I'm expecting that offense to look better and better. But I watched some film and some breakdowns and just seeing the mistakes that Trevor Lawrence is making, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Robert Saleh might cook him, I mean, like, I'm waiting for that to pop, and Liam Cohen, the head coach for the Jags, it's just like, I don't know how well that's working so far. And there's a lot of stuff that I really do not like about Trevor Lawrence. Just straight up, I think he's been given an absolute gift of having Liam Cohen as his head coach right now. And he seems to be like, nah, I'm good. And it's just like, you're not, you may have got paid, but no one actually respects you or thinks you're a rooted quarterback in this NFL right now. In fact, the Jags people are looking at the Jags of like, why'd you pay this man? So it's just, when I see that type of behavior, I'm like, what are you doing right now? The Rams, I think, thought the Rams were always going to be good. The Bucks were always going to be competitive. And again, the Falcons, I always thought they were going to be competitive and a question mark. The Texans, again, maybe by week 8, they really kind of get things going, but I hate what I've been seeing. I absolutely hate what I've been seeing. And just the way how they're choosing to run their offense makes such zero sense. They keep trying to run the ball the same way again and again and again and again and again and again. And it's shocking. It's not getting them any different results. Not any more positive results. Their O-line. It's not even that they're necessarily bad. It's just that they don't know how to function. And they don't know how to work around any of the issues that come up throughout a game. So it's just like to me, I just look at this as like a fundamental coaching mistake issue, and then I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe you get it worked out within the next few weeks, but like maybe not. The Giants, I mean, listen, we've seen a really bad game by the Giants, then we saw an awesome game by the Giants against the Dallas Cowboys. So, you know, we'll see what they look like against the Kansas City Chiefs. Then of course the Rams, and then again, you know, I skipped over the Cardinals too before because I don't know. I know the Cardinals have won some games, but like I don't know. The Cardinals just quite frankly don't intimidate me. And then you have the Carolina Panthers, okay? Then you have the Cleveland Browns, okay? And then you have the Tennessee Titans, who I'm a big Cam Ward fan, but that team is a mess. That team is also a mess currently right now. And the Chicago Bears. I mean, again, maybe by week 17 they're rocking and rolling, but like I don't know. And the Colts, we'll see. So I think any of the games that you thought were going to be easy last year, or I'm sorry, excuse me, going into the season, and now you're like, well, I don't know now. This schedule is actually really difficult. It's just like based on what changes the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, they're really the only kind of question mark here. Kind of like someone that's like a team that you're kind of thrown off now, especially because Nick thought the Bucs were going to be good. Okay. He thought the Bears were going to be good. Right now, they're not good, right? So it's just like, I don't know. He thought that the Jags were going to be a really good, I think he maybe had them winning the division, maybe either them or the Texans, either one, like, you know, and they're both not great right now. So it's like, even if you originally thought that one team wasn't going to be that good and now they're good, well, then there's easily another team that you thought was going to be good and they're not good. Or that they were good and they're not good and they were good. Whatever the reverse of what I just said a second ago. So we're just constantly trying to twist the narrative to fit whatever we think we're seeing right now. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just kind of bizarre to me. And I'm making another 49ers video. I'm gonna make it that'll post on Saturday. I gotta get some of the clips together because I made another video posted yesterday about Patrick Mahomes and the grace that he's getting for his struggles and his losses with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I in that video I used a bunch of examples where I'm like, you know, with Joe Burrow and stuff, and I was trying to think of other players, and in real time I couldn't have it. And someone in the comment section actually just said, you know, like, what about Purdy? And I was just like, oh God, how did I miss that? And it was something that we talked about so much last year. And I had some great parody versus Mahomes videos, and it's now time for an update for that video. And I got some questions that I'd like answered, that I look at, that I would like to have answered. So be on the lookout for that video posting, I hope, on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, listen, I think all of these tougher games and any of the easier games, like they're all winnable to me, especially with a Brock Purdy. It's hard to predict what, you know, in terms of, you know, how long can M. Jones have some success here, but like, you know, even the kind of trying to twist words where it's like, well, how many other quarterbacks would you say that you rather have a healthy backup than an 80% starting quarterback? And it's just like, we're going to use Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen as the reference point. And it's just like two of potentially the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. Like, you know, Josh Allen, an absolute monster. Patrick Mahomes, you know, 3-time Super Bowl winner. Like it's just like it's just the, like, come on. Why is it every time we just take a step back, we just automatically fall off the ledge? Like I just don't understand that. I really don't. I really don't, especially if you believe that a backup quarterback who can actually win you some games, like, yeah. I don't know. We just keep twisting stuff, honestly. We just keep twisting stuff, and I'm not entirely sure why, honestly. Just crazy to me. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the San Francisco 49ers? Is it time? Is it time to believe in this undefeated 49ers team? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.